Hi, I'm Bradford with Asheville GreenWorks, and today I'm going to show you the right way to plant a tree. So my son and I have come out here today on Earth Day to show you how to put this tree in the ground in the proper way so that it's going to thrive and grow into a huge tree. So what we've done first is we've came out and we went ahead and dug out the hole for you. The size of the hole is very important. You'll notice that our tree here is pretty small compared to the hole, and that's purpose. So we've measured the pot and then we have doubled that circumference, and this is the size of our hole. This particular hole, its circumference is 72 inches. I know that seems like a lot, but we want to make sure that the tree's roots have the easiest area to grow out into so that it makes a tree really nice and big for us. When we came out to dig out this hole, it didn't look this pretty. It was full of red clay. In our region, most of our soil here is red clay soil, which means it's very tightly compact and it doesn't drain water really easily. Now, a lot of our trees do just fine in this, but we want to make sure the trees do even better. So we have added in some nice organic topsoil. This is what this soil needs. So Utila soil is really high in nutrients like minerals, but it's really low in organic compounds. So we've went ahead and mixed in our organic topsoil into our red clay soil. This has also given us the opportunity to remove things that we don't want. I've got a nice big pile of roots here from other plants that I didn't want in here. I'm also removing any really large rocks, and it's given me an opportunity to go in and shred up any of the other pieces. Now what this does is going to make it where your soil drains really nice and easy each time it rains. You don't want your tree to be sitting in a puddle of water in your yard and rotting away at the roots. So we've got that all nice and mixed up. The next thing to do after the hole is dug is you're going to want to measure your tree to see how deep you can plant it. The best and easiest way to kill a tree is to plant it too deep. So what I'm doing here is I take my regular measuring stick, I come right next to the pot here, and you can see that right around where the root flare is, which is where the tree is coming out of the soil, is about 10 inches. Now to figure this out, you can just take any straight stick that you have, lie it down, and put your ruler next to it here. This will give you the depth to put your tree. What I like to do is I always plant my trees a couple of inches high. And the reason for that is after a while, the tree is going to settle down inside of the soil. So after a couple of years, the tree is going to slowly sink into the ground. One way to compensate for that is to plant the tree an inch to 2 inches higher than you would normally. So after a couple of years, it's going to settle down into that hole. So I've went ahead, measured this, and made myself a little pad here in the center to put the tree on. And it's about 6 inches. And you're going to see here shortly that that height is really going to work out. So now we take our tree and we're going to remove the pot that it came in. So this is a container tree. This white oak is in a container. And I'm going to carefully slide this off, and you're going to see something here. Notice how the roots of the tree are wrapping around the tree. What we want to do is go in and free those up. If we don't do this, the tree is going to continue growing in a circle. When this is in the nursery, the roots go out, they hit the side of the pot, and they continue to circle around. We don't want that. We want to untrain the tree from this. So we want to feather these out, all of these roots, and you can be a little aggressive doing this because the tree will recover, but you're going to pull these roots out all the way around the tree. Ooh, there's a nice big one. And get them out so they don't continue growing in a circle. This would cause what's called a girdling root, which will limit the size of the tree, but also it will make the roots of the tree continue to grow on top of each other, starving themselves of nutrients. See how I've just pulled out that really big one there? So I'm feathering these out. Gonna give it a really messy hair day here. All the way around until we get them all ready. That last one. Here we go. So now she's nice and messed up. I'm going to set her back in the center here. This is your opportunity to pick the orientation of your tree. as far as which way you want the tree's limbs to be facing. So if you wanted to turn it, now is the time to do it before you get the tree set in the ground, so that you can tell which way you want your branches to go. Now that she's nice and even here, I'm going to feather my roots out into the hole, but you don't want to let these roots dry out. So we're not going to do this for a long period of time. We're going to feather them out, and we're going to immediately cover them up with our soil mixture here. Now is the best time, planting the tree. We're going to put that soil in around the base of the tree. Notice how I'm not compacting it. I want the roots to be able to grow out into that nicely sorted soil. Just like that, all the way around. I'm being a little sloppy with it because I'm going to go back and I'm going to brush that dirt off the top of the tree in just a moment, because we don't want to bury the tree. There we go. Now we're going to get down here and I'm going to uncover the tree here. And the only compaction I'm going to do is just with the pressure of my hands. Just pushing it in with my hands. I'm not going to get up and stomp the tree into the ground. There's no need for that, for compacting the soil that much. Just pushing it in, and add the rest of the soil, making sure you don't waste anything. Notice how I've also put this on a tarp. This is just to keep your yard nice and tidy when you're planting the tree, so you don't have this nice dirty spot. Now, if you've put this into a grassy area, make sure to remove your grass, and you can either get rid of that grass by putting it in your compost pile, or you can take that grass, turn it upside down, and put it around the edge. Grass is not your friend when it comes to trees. Move the rest of this on here. The rest of that soil. Don't want to waste anything. All right, push that around. Just using my hands. Anything you don't want. Now, that is ready to go. The next step in the process is to block weeds from coming in. There's a couple of ways to do this. Our preferred method is sheet mulching. This is where you use plain old-fashioned cardboard. You lie the cardboard around the tree like this. And this does a couple of things for you. When I put the mulch on top of this, it's going to hold it down and it's going to hide it, but it's also going to keep weeds from growing up through here. Look at that pretty mulch right there. Nothing fancy, no artificial dyes or colors needed, just plain old-fashioned mulch. I'm going to put that all the way around. And I want to cover up my ring as well. Use this whole batch. Here's an important part. You don't want the mulch to be up like that. It's called volcano mulching. It's going to cause a lot of problems for the trees. You probably see this in parking lots a lot of times, where landscaping companies will mulch up around the tree. That's dangerous. Don't do that. You're going to want to bring that mulch back all the way around Make sure to uncover the root flare where it goes into the soil there. Just make it nice and pretty. Add a little bit more mulch if you still see some cardboard. And your final step of the process is to water it in. Not only does the tree need the water, but this is going to help burp any air out of the system. Nice and slow on the top. And for this size tree, which is a 3-gallon tree, I'm only going to put about a half a gallon of water on the tree real nice and slow. I'm going to stop, come back in a couple minutes, put the rest of the water on it. This tree is going to need, over the summer, about a half a gallon of water put on it twice a week throughout the summer months. As the tree gets larger, it's going to need even more than that, 5 gallons eventually. The first 2 years is critical for trees. You're going to want to make sure you get out there, watch your trees, keep them nice and watered. Other than that, that's it. If you have any questions, reach out to us at AshevilleGreenWorks.org. We're happy to answer your questions. Happy Earth Day.